What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris here with another live stream. We've been doing this very often, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's every day now.
Every day, man. We just gotta, you know what? If we keep putting this on YouTube, they're gonna start recommending it. So you have to, put in the work, bro.
Yeah, just hammer it.
We got the
Hammer
first
it
one.
down.
First one gave us like 10 views. Now we are like 40 views. Like, tomorrow's gonna be 100 views. Who knows?
We'll be Joe Rogan pretty soon.
Yeah, I like the optimism. I love the optimism. It's good to think like that. Yo, what is the subject of today, man? I always make the introduction, but I think you should make it this time.
Subject would be how guys deal with heartbreak.
Heartbreak,
I
bro.
think it's a good topic. I think guys don't talk about it that much because
No.
you know every one of us just keep it to ourselves, so it doesn't get embarrassing for anyone.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good thing that we talk about it.
Well, guys have a big ego, and it's one of those things. Since we're kids, everybody's like, man, men don't cry and all of these things. And I think it's good to push some of that masculinity around, mental toughness, teach that to people.
Yeah.
Um, but heartbreaks happen to the best of us. It's happened to me more than a few times, more than once at least. And I honestly could say that it's just for the better. Every experience felt like it was gonna end me. Every experience felt like, hold on, sorry about that. Every experience just felt like my whole world came crashing down, and then, but here I am today. So as horrible as you might feel right now, because if you're watching this and you're going through a heartbreak, it'll get better. But I'm curious to know as to your experiences and you know what is it how have you dealt with heartbreak? I've never seen you heartbroken.
I wanted to hear your dealing with heartbreak.
My dealing with heartbreak?
Because you've been through a lot more rougher patches than me. I mean, I was always out here having fun, really. So I
Yeah,
didn't really take anything serious. But I had a couple. I had a couple of them.
it's tough, man.
So
It's not easy.
I just wanted to pick your brain about how you dealt with all that stuff.
Honestly, man, well, I think the best handling of a heartbreak was my recent one, which was over a year and a half ago. So it's been a while now. I'm 100% fully, completely over it. I'm very strong about it, and you know, I I've came through. But during the time, I was very lucky to have this guy Ryan. I fucking say it. I don't know if he wants me to say his name. It doesn't matter. There's a million Ryans out there, but he sort of he sort of saw the decline of my relationship and a lot of the things that were going bad. And when you're in it, you're very blind to all the bad stuff that's happening, but the people around you can see everything from a mile away. They can see that at any given time, this bubble is gonna pop. I just didn't see it, right? But you know, my first couple heartbreaks were really bad. It's just what made the last one so different was the way I handled it. It was the hardest one, the one that affected me the most because he sent me to the hospital that had a few panic attacks and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Because you know how deep I was into it and how all of a sudden it was.
This was recently?
That's the last one with
And this guy Ryan helped you out.
he did. He turned me into the red pill actually. Red pill gave me a lot of closure, a lot of the things that I needed to hear just because I felt like I really didn't deserve those things that happened to me, but it gave me some type of clarity as to, it wasn't necessarily me. It's very natural if you lose your edge that she's gonna lose attraction. That if you get comfortable, that they might find something more exciting. But this isn't about keeping your relationship. This is about dealing with heartbreak. And if you're dealing with heartbreak, the very first thing that you have to do is you have to develop a support system, right? And that support system is going to be very colorful because it's going to have two, three friends, and everybody's going to have their own opinions. You were part of my support system, and at the time, your support was go out and meet girls and fuck fuck bitches, basically, right? um, which is one side of the support that you need. You need that guy that's like, fuck this, fuck her, move on. You were better than that anyway. That was a good thing. But I also had a friend that, Ryan actually was the kind of guy that let me vent to him. That was a different support
Yeah, yeah.
because the last thing you want to do is to try and call the girl all the time. You need to have a guy that's like, bro, I can't, like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this, and he's just gonna kind of help you through it. And the other person was Andre. I don't know if you met Andre, but Andre was a guy pretty much an angel sent from heaven, and I hope I do another video with him because when I was going through that depression phase, because you have the different stages of a breakup, which is very similar to the stages of grief, denial, anger, resentment, negotiating. I don't even know the five stages of grief. But when I was through my depression phase, I guess, I was at the gym and I was doing rope pushdowns. I was actually very out of shape. I was, I looked like shit. You know what I mean? At least now I got some size. I've been lifting. But back
Yeah.
then, I was I had a big gut and no arms, nothing. And this guy just sees me pushing the rope, and this guy's pretty fucking jacked. And he comes to me, he's like, "Bro, what are you doing, man? Are you okay?" And I haven't seen this guy in like 7 years because a friend from the past. And I'm like, "Yo, how you been?" And he goes, "I'm good, man, but how you been?" And I told him, I'm like, "This is what I'm going through, bro." And he was like, "All right, I'm gonna help you get through this." So um, between him, you, Ryan, I was able to get through. I think the importance of a support system is one of the biggest things that you can have, and to have a guy like Ryan that was willing to listen to me, to have a guy like Andre that was like, "What are you doing on Sunday?" When you're heartbroken and you just broke out with a girl, your fiance or whatever, you're not doing anything on a Sunday. So he'll be like, "What are you doing on Sunday?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't know, man. I don't want to seem like I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna be crying all day." So what are you doing Sunday? I'll be like, "Nothing. Why?" "All right, 3 p.m. I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna go work out, and then we're gonna go for a steak." And I'm like, "Bet, I'm in. Let's do it." Guy picks me up. He was like, "Who is this guy? Why is this guy being so nice to me?" Like, I'm like, "This guy is gonna try to ask me for money or something." Nothing, bro. I even offered to pay him for a steak, and he's like, "Nah, bro. This is what friends do."
He's probably been through it a couple
He's
of
been,
times.
yeah, he's got a few years on me, so he's been through it, and he's seen me before. He sees me now. How I'm usually a pretty happy, charismatic person, and I'm a very expressive person. You could see it in my face when I'm not in a good place. I really can't hide the emotions. So that's how it was with him. And then he said, how much do you weigh?" I'm like, "Oh, 240, 235." And he goes, "Okay, if I have this cool car rally, right? He has a nice Lexus. He's like, I'll take you there with all my people. It's pretty cool, pretty sick, organized with walkie talkies and like 20 luxury cars just going around Niagara Falls and stuff." He's like, "But if that scale is not a 225, I'm not picking you up." And I'm elaborating a lot on this just because there's nothing that's going to be more important in your life if you're dealing with heartbreak than the support system that you have.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the other point on dealing with heartbreak, which is an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Yeah, idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you don't keep yourself busy or entertained, your mind is going to go to the dark place. And your mind is going to go to looking, especially if you didn't get a closure, because we want to have that closure. We want to feel, we're like, I got it. It was another guy. I got it. Um, she was cheating on me. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case might be, we want that closure.
Yeah.
But it's like, 9 times out of 10, you don't get that closure. So if you have an idle mind and you're not keeping yourself busy, you're going to start wondering. You're going to start checking her Instagram. You're going to start making fake accounts. And, everybody's done this kind of shit, right? You don't want to do any of that. You don't want to be asking your friends to look at who she's following, who's the new guy that's liking her pictures, because that's just going to be a mental, horrible thing.
Yeah.
So that was something that I took to heart, and I channel a lot of my for the first few months. Actually, I just started getting into fitness. You know, I checked. If you're going through heartbreak and you're a guy in your 30s, late 20s, go get blood work. See where your health is. Because when I checked my health, my testosterone levels were as slow as it could be.
You went to go check
I
for
went
the
to check.
testosterone?
Yeah, I checked for my endocrine system, thyroid, testosterone. Yo, my testosterone was the same testosterone as a 50-something-year-old. And a lot of it was caused because um, lack of sleep, stress, anxiety, horrible diet. So then I went and checked for my testosterone levels. Turns out they were very low. And then I started taking testosterone, right? And testosterone right away is going to make give you a better mood. It's going to make you more of that, give you more of that, male hormone that we need to just be more aggressive and better at the gym. So a month after that, I'm like, holy shit. Like, I'm like, damn. you know. Now, mind you, this is before COVID and they closed the gym. So I got in shape. COVID happened. I getting a little fat, but whatever. I'm good.
Yeah, that's everybody. It's
But
okay. It's forgiven.
but if you're not into the gym, which I think you should be, or even better, martial arts, because with your support system in place, but then you go and keep busy with martial arts, because that's gonna be a brotherhood for you. And there's not a time in your life that you need more male presence and masculinity than when you're vulnerable,
Oh, big
especially
time.
especially if you're around people that do martial arts and killers, because there's a lot of masculinity in that environment. You develop situational awareness. You get in good shape. You learn how to punch. You take a lot of exertion, physical exertion. You punching bags. You hitting targets.
Yep.
And next thing you know, there's a tournament coming up. There's a thing coming up. There's a belt. If you're doing karate or something, there's a belt testing coming up. And now you have a new target. And there is that accountability because you start with people. Those people are getting better. So you want to keep up with them. And it's just because it has this ripple effect. And next thing you know, a month is going to go by, 2 months is going to go by. And the more time goes, the less time this girl's going to be in your head. So the importance of the support system and the importance of not letting your brain have any empty space. White space is the devil. Keep your calendar full. If you're going through this, work all the hours you can. You know what I mean? Try not to make any radical decisions right now because you're not yourself. So don't buy a house at this time. Don't sell a house at this time. Don't go and buy a car at this time because you're heartbroken. You think, yeah, I need a boost. Let me go get a Mercedes. You go inside, you don't really need it, but you're trying to fulfill a void.
Yeah.
There's a chemical um, that you have. I don't know if serotonin or whatever it is a chemical that, th- I mean, the effects of a breakup in a sudden split is you're gonna have withdrawals just as bad as if you quit doing coke or if you quit doing drinking coffee. And don't beat yourself up if you break and you message her. It's it's fine. I mean, if you're trying to get her back, the best way to do it is by no contact. No contact. Mystery creates a distant and silence are going to create mystery, and mystery creates attraction. Because what is he doing? Did I let go of a good guy? You know, the best thing you could do when you get dumped is, and I learned this the hard way because I'm a very emotional person, and sometimes I get my emotions get the best of me. But if I can look back and go back in time, I would say something like, "Look, I don't agree with this breakup. I really don't. I think you're making a mistake, but I'm not going to fight you on it because typically when somebody breaks up, it's because they thought about it for months. You just didn't wake up with that for now. Today, you didn't wake up today thinking about it. But yeah, I don't agree with it, but I'm going to leave the door open in case you have a change of heart. And that door is going to close when you find a new purpose in life. But you're going to go through that phase. In the same phase, if you stop drinking coffee today, you could do all the right things, but you're gonna have 2 3 days where you're gonna feel like shit. And I learned this from Jennifer Aniston. I think it was her who said this. Give yourself, you're gonna have a ton of days left in your life. Give yourself one day of the week, just one day. Let's just say next Sunday. All right. Give yourself next Sunday. That's the day that you're going to be allowed to be a little bitch. That's it. One day that you're going to be allowed to cry, to complain, to just watch old pictures. Give yourself the whole day, 24 hours. Look at pictures, cry. Why me? God, whatever. Go for a drive and start doing all of these things. But when that day finish, delete all those pictures. Delete everything. That's it. No more. It's gone. You cried. You did everything, right? Like it's done. And go on with your purpose in life, you know. And read The Rational Male because when you understand female
I,
nature,
I I heard of that book. I think Patrick was talking about it in one
yeah,
episode.
yeah, it'll give you sort of like an understanding, and then you're not gonna feel so bad about yourself because one of the problems you have with heartbreak is it's a blow to your self-esteem. It's a blow to your ego. I felt like shit. I felt like I'm a worthless loser. This girl left me. The love of my life left me. Wow. I want to cry. I want to kill myself. And don't kill yourself. If you're watching this and you're going through a heartbreak and you're thinking about suicide, this is a sign for you to not do it. All right. Take this as a sign to not do anything like that because it's no one's ever died from this. And the worst thing that could happen, you're gonna go 6 months of grieving.
Yeah.
But you're gonna do better. Sorry, you're gonna do better after like 3 months of me being depressed, crying, all of these things. When the testosterone started kicking in, when all of a sudden this blooming feeling started to come, it's like Chris is out of the cage. Chris is back. And it just so happened that I had an opportunity to move to Ottawa. And as soon as I moved here, my paychecks got higher. I started making more money. It was like God gave me a storm, and then it was a bunch of sunny days. I don't know who's texting me right now, but let me put this on silent. But yeah, and I started. I made a mistake actually because I downloaded all these dating apps a week after going through my heartbreak, and that's not something that I recommend. Um, First time I had a girl, she literally, I gave her my home address. She went to the visitor parking, and when I saw her car, I saw her sitting down. I kid you not, I started crying because I missed the girl that I was with. I started crying and I told her that something's come up and I can't see you anymore. She was, I could see her from my house in the visitor parking. And I felt terrible because, it's like the girl drove from Richmond Hill to Mississauga. and,
Wow.
and she confirmed when she was 10 minutes away, she's like, all right, I'm almost there. I'm like, perfect. And when she got there, I started crying and I canceled because I was moving too fast, bro. Again, the whole channel is for people to not make these mistakes I make, right? So take more than a couple months for yourself. Okay, don't be rushing because I did that. I couldn't help it. Next one. This was like a month and a half after the breakup. I'm still shook by what happened with this other girl. Everything was spoken for, and we were gonna smash, like we were gonna hook up. She was going through some phase. I was going through I just wanted to have something else, and she comes over to the house. Now this is the first woman that has ever been in that bed, other than the girl I was with. My shit did not work. I was like, yo, where you at, bro? Wake the fuck up. Don't make me look bad here. This is the first time this is the first P word that I'm going to taste after a few years because it was being with one, right? And it didn't work. I was like, damn, so embarrassed. So again, because I was moving too fast, I think you should give yourself 2, 3 months before you start dating, and at that point, when you start to getting back into it, you should definitely be honest about it because there's going to be a lot of girls that just want to hook up. And if you're not honest about it, you can hurt people. Again, mistakes I made. You see what I'm saying? Um, yeah, bro. I just went on a huge rant, but
Yeah, no, that's good.
it's just I went
It's good you
through.
had people around you helping you out.
Yeah, man. I mean, you were there. I remember talking to you, and it was embarrassing because you went and you helped me with the house literally like 4 months ago because you did some renovations for me, and because I was going through so much, I didn't pay you for some stuff. And to be honest with you, I forgot a lot of it just because of what I was dealing with. You
Yeah,
you, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And we met. I paid you, but she has the house. Like I did it just for our friendship. I don't want to burn the bridge, but she kept the house. I was like, I don't want this. It would have cost me so much pain, and I would have gotten like $15,000. $15,000, to be honest with you, I can make. You know, whenever it is what it is. It's a lesson. Just because we weren't in that house for that long, there wasn't enough equity for me to fight. This blood battle. It's like I saw it as forget it, cut my losses. I learned
that's
this,
good. That's good.
and you know, but yeah, bro, that's sort of like how I dealt with it. Keeping busy, my support system, red pill content, well, self help.
Yeah, you did a lot more. You did a lot more work than me. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I
well,
just I just threw all that out the window, and I came up with a simple solution.
what is your solution?
It is replace pain with more pain.
Well, that's not a
But hold on, what I mean with that is, like you said, working, keeping your mind busy, working those long hours,
yeah.
you know, be more productive, and so replacing more pain with more your pain with more pain
Yeah.
meaning, you're tired. At the end of the day, you get home, you're sure not thinking about all this crap.
Yeah.
You're thinking about getting a good night rest, so it's more you can be a workhorse again.
Yep.
But yeah, that's basically what I did, and I didn't really do any of the red pill and research that I should have done. But
I'm trying to pull here something called the rules of Tomasi. I don't Rollo Tomasi, the author of the Rational Male, has these rules, which are the iron rules. It's like the what do you call the Bible ones? The the ten.
one, the Ten Commandments.
Well, these are like something like that for being an unplugged alpha male, and well, the first one, frame is everything. Second one is you do not disclose how many girls you've been with at any for never. You never tell a girl how many girls you slept with. Third is any woman who makes you wait for sex. The sex is usually never worth the wait. Um, don't get married or get settled with a woman within 6 months. Um, hold on a second. Okay, iron rule number 7 is the one that's going to help a lot of guys going through heartbreak. And that is, it is always time and effort better spent developing new, fresh perspective woman than it will ever be in attempting to reconstruct a failed relationship. Never root through the trash. Once the garbage has been dragged to the curb, you get messy. Your neighbors see you do it, and what you thought it was worth digging for is never as valuable as you thought it was. That's very powerful
Yeah,
because it just says, instead of instead of people focusing on new stuff. So instead of you trying to get her back, focus on put that energy on new people. Because you have what's called a one-itis, this dependency of
yeah, and that's what I meant about like you're replacing the pain with more pain in the sense that not like hurting yourself or stuff like that, but like putting that energy and all those thoughts that you had into something new, a new skill,
yeah,
a new job that you wanted, like
yeah.
all that crap.
That's good. Oh, homeboy's here. There he is.
So, boy,
¿Qué lo que, papá? Dime.
What? The man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, bro?
The one and only.
How
The
you
one and
doing?
only fat ass. Living the life here in post-COVID apocalypse. Good,
Yes,
good to
sir.
see all of you.
Thanks, bro. I don't know if you kind of seen what we're talking about. What we're talking about heartbreak, and how to get over that, especially as a man, because it's very hard. You have to be tough. They tell you from you're a child, you boys don't cry. You got to be a man.
You know
Oh,
what? It never gets easy, no matter what your age is, but it's way harder when it's your first time and when you're young. When you think of your first love and that heartbreak, you literally feel like the world has ended. And
yeah.
you feel like the biggest loser. It took me years to get over my first love.
How long were you together?
5 years. 5 years. Well, yeah, first
Yeah.
love, man. Really, really tough.
It stinks.
And then, you're like 17, 18 years old. You think you know the world, but you don't know shit.
You don't know anything.
So, I mean, that's what's hard. I feel bad for all those young people out there who have like no role models or mentors out there who could talk to them, because I mean, people literally, they commit suicide over this sort of thing, right?
Mhm.
I lost some friends over like, love that didn't work out, and they ended it,
Yeah.
but had they fast forward 5 years, they wouldn't think twice about it. Life goes on. So
There's two types of, there's the actual suicide, like jumping off a bridge, and then there's the suicide by taking a bunch of drugs and going that route as well.
absolutely.
A lot of people turn into drinking and turn into heavy drugs, coke and this, that, and God knows what. I was hooked on Xanax for a while, bro. I couldn't sleep, and that's super bad for anybody to take without, because you might have a depression, but that kind of antidepressant is super addictive. It's very hard to get off. And it was a time where I was taking it every day.
I think it's pretty normal now in 2020. I'd be surprised if there's not anyone out there who doesn't have at least some kind of story dealing with some sort of addiction.
Mhm.
Addiction is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I still have my times. I have my moments. You know, I might dip into something, and that was supposed to be for maybe 1 week, and then I end up using that for a crutch, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a constant battle, and it just goes to show you how much poison there is in this world. Because as long as there's a benefit, there's a dollar sign attached to it.
Yeah.
People don't care, and they're going to keep flooding the streets with all kinds of things. I mean, you can find things that are legal that are still have a large addictive property to it. Alcohol, tobacco. I mean, look, talking about cigarettes is like the #1 killer, right?
And cigarettes are addictive.
Yeah, and
cigarettes are addictive.
Look, they say cigarettes are more addictive than heroin. The thing is, heroin kills more people faster.
Yeah.
You know, because I know people who I mean, look, I smoked for a long time. I smoked for a lot of years, and I went through those habits where, okay, you got time to quit, time to cut back, and I did. Yeah. But it just takes that one party, right? Where you're drinking with your friends, and everyone's smoking around you, and you're back in.
I must have quit about 5,000 times.
Yeah.
Right now.
And they say
about
that.
5,000 times.
That's the thing. They say most people, they quit at least 8-10 times before they finally kick the habit, right? I switched to vape, and it has changed my life. I haven't had a real cigarette, like an actual lighted up combustible cigarette in over maybe 3 years. But the vape.
Yeah, but supposedly that's supposed to be bad for you too, right?
You know what? I don't wake up coughing. I have more cardio. I have more endurance. I don't have that. I don't smell like an ashtray, and I feel much better. I mean, compared to, let's say, burning a product that has 6,000 different cancer-causing chemicals inside it that coats your lungs and stays in there for over a decade, right?
Imagine I just started lighting up a smoke right now.
What's that?
Imagine I just started lighting up.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I don't knock anybody that smokes, man. Like, hey, and to be honest, I like to have a cigarette once in a while.
Yeah.
Depending on the vibe. Like if I have a girl over at my place and she smokes, right, and I don't smoke, and if I feel like I'm gonna get laid faster if I share a cigarette with her, I'm like, okay, I'll smoke one with you.
Hey man, getting back to the subject at hand, in talking about addiction, the feelings of withdrawal from a substance and the feelings from a heartbreak are very, very similar.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like you were so attached to this person, and now they're no longer there, that you have this weird feeling. It's like you're coming off of a substance.
Absolutely.
And something that kept me level-headed was my boss, this guy I work for. He said, bro, take it day by day. You're going to wake up today. You're going to say to yourself, it's just another day. I'm going to survive today. If I can survive today, let me just try it just one more day. And tomorrow came around, same thing. Just like another day. Let me see if I could just push through for one day. Let's not worry about what's going to happen 2-3 months. Worry about today. Let's get through today. And you do that for 4 weeks, a couple of weeks go by, and next thing you know, it's like the less of those memories, less of those feelings of attachment that you're going to have.
Absolutely.
How did you deal with your heartbreak?
Me? Oh, I cried like a little bitch and for years, and I still have dreams of her once in a while. You know what I mean? But no, I'm kidding. Basically, my mom always told me the same thing. For any kind of problem, whether you bumped your knee, a heartbreak, or someone died around you, and it's taken a hard effect on you, she said, "Okay, if you think about this person all the time, get a job. I already have a job. Get another job. Okay."
Yeah.
See,
get another job.
Michael knows.
And then okay,
Michael knows.
Then get an extracurricular activity. The more you're busy, the less time you have time to think about things that are hurting you. And then, and just like you said, over time, the voice inside your mind, the hurt, gets a little bit deafened, gets a little bit less. The voice is not as loud, and you slowly skid away from it, right?
Yeah, bro. And
I
you're
did
you're
top-
Yeah,
you're
that's
you're a black belt, right? In karate,
I'm a fourth degree black belt in Taekwondo.
in taekwondo, you teach, right?
Yeah, Taekwondo master. But I also teach MMA too. Like I've been doing Muay Thai for the last 10 years or so.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
How important is to get into something like that while you're doing through a heartbreak? As a, like an
Oh my God, it's a game changer. It
right?
really is.
big
You know,
time.
because it goes back to what my mom said. A busy
Yo,
mom.
Carlo, go train with him, bro.
What's that?
Telling Carlo to go train with you, bro.
Yeah, come, man. It's open to anybody.
Yeah.
And I recommend martial arts for everybody. Like if you really want to improve your athletic endurance, if you want to challenge yourself. I mean, you could get a gym membership. I did the gym thing before where I was into bodybuilding and I wanted to do shows. But one thing I noticed is that money I was paying for the gym, I'm not really getting too much out of it. Whereas if I pay for a martial arts club, I could train and I'm learning a skill which could benefit me in a self-defense situation. But I'm getting a lot out of it. Whereas a gym membership, it's just you with the machines, the dumbbells, which is good too. I'm not knocking it, but I feel like you get a lot more out of a martial arts experience.
You know, for me, my favorite thing about
Well, I
going
see some trophies back there. What's that about?
taekwondo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, bro. I competed back in my early 20s. In late teens, I competed.
Amazing. Was
Yeah.
that in Toronto?
Yeah, it was Richmond Hill.
Who was your master? Where'd you train?
I trained exclusive martial arts, and then I trained at Shadow Kicks Taekwondo.
Okay, really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Shadow Kicks. Shout out to Shadow Kicks. Pretty Master Mark. He's one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. Super humble guy.
Awesome.
And yeah, and he's doing, bro. That's the guy. That's the guy is gonna be there forever. Like his people are super loyal to him.
I'll tell you one thing about martial arts that I've noticed, like personally, is, I mean, there's nothing bad about it. Everything in martial arts is absolutely positive.
Yeah.
Except you might have those days where you might get your ass kicked, or you might not have the endurance. You can't keep up with the exercise.
Yeah.
You're gonna have days where you feel like you suck, but you're gonna have so many other days where you feel amazing, where you feel great. But it's the confidence level, man. Like if I could think back in, let's say, high school, where I didn't have that much confidence in a confrontation, right? I would have handled situations different than how I handle them today, because I'm very confident knowing that if I got into a fight, I can control the fight and I know where I'm going to take it, right? Yeah. And it just gives me a little bit more balls of how I handle conversations and deal with people, and that's a big plus for
Yeah, I
me.
think that's the big thing about martial arts and sparring and all that stuff. It's confidence.
Yeah, it's the confidence, right?
Yeah.
Good. I recommend it for anybody. It doesn't matter what kind of martial arts it is.
These are my trophies, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny. I think for me, actually, my favorite thing about being training in martial arts is the brotherhood, man. It's just being around.
It is
the coolest people, the nicest people, and the most dangerous people that you'll ever meet.
Yeah, right. I mean, and you have all kinds of different characters in martial arts. You got people who want to train and compete, and they take it very serious. Like they're there every day for hours.
Yeah.
And then you got people who just, they don't, not saying like they're like not pussies or nothing, but they just want to go in there. They want to train and they want to go to work the next day.
Yeah, they're
not looking to compete. They just want to learn it.
Yeah.
And they want to join. They want to be part of that brotherhood.
Yeah.
And this is why it's for everybody. It's for everybody. One of the biggest things I have with new people, especially people that want to go into MMA or mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Because I train in Mafa MMA here in Mississauga. It people automatically, and I used to be like this too. When I first got into it, it's like, oh man, if I go in there my first day, they're gonna throw me in there and I'm just gonna be a fresh meat. They're gonna beat me up. And nothing could be furthest from the truth.
Yeah.
You literally go in there, you train, you hit pads with your partner, you have a good workout. And if you want to fight, if you want to compete, that's on you. You work to that level and then you tell them, right? But don't be scared about your first day in any kind of martial arts. You go in there and you just enjoy the experience, and everybody's extremely friendly.
Everybody's gonna try and help you.
Yeah.
And don't worry if your kicks aren't good. Don't worry if your form is bad. Don't worry if you run out of breath in like a minute.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's fine. Everybody knows. Everybody's there for their own goals. I'm super grateful that I trained with this guy David McDonald. Unbelievable trainer, and he's all about that mental game. His class, 80% of his class is mental toughness. Is don't forget what you're here for. Everybody's here for a different reason. The fighter, if you want to get stronger mentally, if you want to like just get more cardio, more fitness, if you want to just get ripped. So everybody has a different goal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
I,
know,
I agree with that message.
even if your goal is to stay out of the house because you going through a heartbreak. you know,
Look, I remember being a kid when I first started. I started maybe when I was in grade 3 or grade 4, really young.
yeah,
And my mom used to take me to Taekwondo, and she'd sit around there, wait for the class to finish, until one day she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna sign up rather than sit down here and wait.
yeah.
And my mom ended up becoming a 3rd-degree black belt.
Oh damn!
Oh,
You
wow.
know, so she's like close to 80 years old, right? You know, like 3rd-degree black belt out there, and that's because
Wow.
she decided to get involved with it. So it goes to show you, no matter what age you are, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And she's serious about it. She wants to go out and compete and stuff. I tell her she's gonna get smoked. She's got no chance. She's gonna get her ass kicked.
Tell her to go fight Jake Paul.
But she doesn't care. She's like a chihuahua, right? She's got that fight in her. God bless her.
Sick, bro. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, just to kind of like wrap things up, going forward now that you okay, let me ask you this. Would you say your heartbreak was a fucking blessing that turned you boys into men? Because it made me an animal. Like it made me I'm super proud of who I am today because of what I went through and the way I handled it. What is your view on it? You think every guy should go through it?
Oh God, man. And it's funny because going back to that book you put me on, right? I'm still sort of in that resentment stage.
Which one?
Which one was it again? What's it called?
Rational male?
Yeah, that's right. The Rational Male.
Yeah.
So I'm still sort of in that resentment stage. But looking back, I probably wish I never messed around with love because I feel like I would have been maybe a heart surgeon by now. Everything would have just went perfect to plan.
Yeah.
That's
what we do in this. We've gone through our 20s and we want to be that cautionary tale for the young people,
absolutely.
And we're still very young. We still have a lot ahead. But if we could have just learned these things when we were 22, 23,
Absolutely.
What I would have now.
And I think it's society's fault. It's the way we were brought up, with these Disney sort of storybook fantasies.
The blue pill work.
You know what I mean? Like the expectation of love and how high it could take you and how beautiful it is. It makes you feel like, okay, it's real. It's a real thing. But then you go out and you realize, hold on, this is pain. This is very painful. No, hold on. I don't feel like this is a fantasy. This is actually, you know what I mean?
Man, it's so true.
It's
so true, man.
She didn't even call me
all
back.
the cartoons, all the movies that I used to watch back in the day.
Yeah.
It's all a scam. It's all a scam. Even when you think of marriage, right? Like Disney's been selling a scam to women for the longest time by saying, but because when women they think about the most perfect moment in their life is walking down the aisle in that white dress with the nice ring with the guy who's their soulmate, but we all know that shit don't exist. And it's just a scam to buy diamonds. There's a diamond merchant out there who's just making millions. Like, keep making them Disney movies because my pockets are getting fat.
There are more chances of you going through a divorce if you get married than you dying from COVID.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'd rather have COVID.
And when you look at how
I might even take my chances with AIDS. 2020, man. There's medication for that.
Okay, that's pushing it.
But this is not AIDS like in 1980. This is AIDS 2020, right?
Yeah.
It's 2.0 HD. They're 4K.
Oh God.
Yeah, man. No, listen, bro. Just like when you go to the gym, you're supposed to put your muscles under stress so you get scar tissue and they build up stronger.
Right.
Same thing with your heart,
But does it work that way with the heart?
In a metaphorically way?
It's still technically it's still muscle, so
yeah.
I think we can fit it in there somehow.
There's only so many times that you could go through this, and then now you numb. You find a new girl, she leaves. I've been through this before. I get out of here. It's not gonna sting as much as it did the hard time.
No, that's true. Yeah, you do got a good point. It like I said, it gets easier over time with new experiences, but compared like from your first one, it's extremely violent, extremely strong feeling of just hurt and betrayal, right? And then it gets a little bit less. But where I messed up is I didn't learn from my first mistake. So I jumped into one relationship 5 years, jumped into another one 3 years.
What was the
My
time in
whole
between?
20 years went to like trying to make other people happy.
Yeah.
And then it's, you know, you think they'd be grateful afterwards, even if the relationship is over. Like, oh, you know, I remember the time you did this, and then you also helped me this.
They don't.
No.
No.
I'm like a piece of dirt that you take off your shoe, right?
Yeah.
But you know, that's part of life.
How many relationships you guys been in all these years? Like throughout the years, a lot or?
Here's the messed up part with me. I was always more of a long-term relationship type of guy. Like a woman will date me and be like, oh, okay, this guy seems like a really decent guy who I might want to be with for the next forever. But forever to them is like 2 years tops or 3 years tops.
Yeah.
Before they go around and mess around with other people. Yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I know. I've had three relationships, you know, and I was
How long? How long? All of them?
well with
3 years? 4 years?
the first one from Woodbridge, the one that was talking to you behind my back, like a long time ago. But we also had a situation which was like talking to his girl too, so it was like very weird. Anyway, what the fuck? Oh yeah, so that one was like 4 years or like 3.5 years, and after that it was one for like 2 years, and then the recent one, the one that was like the worst one in terms of how it ended, that was just over 2 years, and that was actually an engagement. That was actually an engagement that ended. So it was probably the best thing that happened to me, because the way I pulled through from that, you know, I couldn't be more grateful of how it happened, and I'm grateful that we didn't go through with the wedding. I'm grateful that
It would have been so much worse for you.
Now, if you listen to your buddy Elvis, there would have been no engagement
oh
and no living together.
You know, I was thinking too, like now in 2020 with all the technology and with like all the social media, I'm sure we talked to all of our exes. I'm sure you probably
big time.
my ex.
Oh, big
I'm
time.
sure you talked to my ex.
Me and Chris already had a laugh
We all
the
went
other
in
day.
circles with the same women.
Oh yeah, bro. We've passed all this shit around, bro.
Oh boy.
You probably tasted my dick in more than one occasion.
What a world, man.
Yeah.
Imagine that Chris tests positive for like COVID, and then the next day we all have COVID too.
We'll be surprised.
Like, we meet a girl. She has all of our Wi-Fi passwords. She can go to any house. It's like Wi-Fi everywhere. You know, I feel like.
You know what's funny, Mike? I grew up in Italy, right? And you know, it's all small towns there and stuff.
What part of Italy?
Calabria, down south.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nice.
And you know, so I'm used to small towns and whatever. So I move here and I realize, okay, there's no chance that anybody would ever know my business. It's worse than Italy, though. Like worse than it's so bad.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was
I had no idea. No idea.
But
I
see,
thought it
that
was
was
gonna
the
be much
beauty.
different.
That was the beauty at one point about small towns, is that it forced you to behave properly.
Yeah.
Because if you do something bad, word gets around really quick.
Yeah.
That's why the girls were good.
More by Thursday, by Monday, everybody knows.
Yeah.
You know, and they used to make jokes like that, like she's a village bicycle, everyone gets a ride.
Yeah.
That's true, man.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But I guess we kind of have that today with social media. But the thing is, the media or the people that are in control of the narrative of today, it's almost like they validate it. They want people to be like whorish. You know what I mean? They push it on women. Like, who cares? Like, you don't need to be in a relationship with one guy. Like twerk for the videos. Like,
yeah, they make it.
Go out there. Like, go fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my biggest problem with what's going on right now is the vitalization of men and the emasculation. They want you to be feminine.
It's part
because
of
the toxic masculinity is bad, right? Toxic masculinity is bad. If toxic masculinity is bad, why are you making all these females independent and wanting to be more masculine if masculinity is so bad?
Yeah, you gotta check out this channel, man. There's Roma Army, I think her name is, on
Mhm.
YouTube. Did you ever hear of her?
No.
No.
She talks about like she like defends guys with her life, and she was assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, like bad, like she was left on the street like all bloody and stuff with
Wow.
a kid on the way.
You know,
I think she's from Quebec or somewhere around here. Anyways, it would be cool if we could get her on the podcast.
yeah, absolutely. You know, going back to what you were saying, I think this is all part of the agenda. You know, right now they have everybody fighting each other. Like they try to make the race war, they try to make the gender war, but also with so much conflict going on, and this whole new, as Trudeau will say, the great reset, the one world government they're trying to push. If you have a bunch of men that are masculine men are the type of people that will put on a uniform and go out and fight.
Yeah.
So if you could demasculate the men and make them feel like a beta, you know, or pump and full of entertainment, like play video games all day, don't hit the gym, jerk off on your phone, like, you know what I mean?
Body positivity. Oh my God, it's okay. You fine. Okay, whatever.
Exactly, right? But I think it's part of the agenda, because if anything were to go really bad where the government takes this, well, I mean, look around, right? They're already controlling everything. But if
Yeah.
it gets any worse, you won't have strong leaders. You won't have that strong male energy to resist and fight against what's happening. And I think it's all part of the plan, because I can't see any other reason why they would do it.
Oh, for sure. And as much as women don't like to admit it, bro, male energy, masculinity is
Love
what
it.
is what turns them on.
They love it.
They always say, okay, I'll tell you this. They say Harry Styles or whoever guy from One Direction dressed like a woman or whatever with the dress.
Oh yeah, I see.
And a lot of these females supporting him and shit like that. They'll support it. They won't smash. They won't have sex with a guy that did that.
I just thought he was a loser because he was wearing like a white dress. I would have put on like a nice purple violet one.
Yeah, but when you're at that level, you can get any girl you want, right? But like a regular guy does that, no girl's gonna try and have sex.
No, but I think the sex part is okay. I think a girl is not gonna bring you around. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
even then, yeah, for sure.
look, go out there and ask.
Because maybe the girl is like, it's something different. She's wearing a dress and shit. You know, I can try this out. But she's not gonna take you around her family and stuff.
Yeah, you know, but it never works. Go ask all the beta men, the one who like always hangs out with all the chicks, but he's just in the friend zone. He's just one of the girls, right? But he thinks secretly like, oh, if I just do everything he says and I pretend that like I'm just her best friend, I might see her nipple one day.
No,
It never happens.
never.
It's frustrating, bro.
Or it becomes messy, really messy. Because I had a couple of friends that been through that, and it becomes
He
really,
ends up
really
trying
messy.
to kill her and like kidnaps her or some shit.
Yeah, it becomes messy. Yeah.
You don't want to put yourself in that situation. It's
No.
it's
But you
worse.
know what, man?
It's worse than Heartbreak. At least in Heartbreak, you were banging the chick. This is like it's such a like bad drug just to be a girl's emotional blanket, and then you're there for her. You let's go. I'll help you buy a car, and I'm gonna co-sign for you, and I'm all these things.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go smash Tyrone or smash Kevin, or it's just like, how come I didn't get a piece of that? Because when you do this,
It makes you want to cry, right? Just thinking about what that's like to be in those shoes.
yeah, but then don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Chase excellence. Chase.
Like you imagine being that guy. The way Chris was saying it.
Yeah.
Like you're basically her pillow for her to cry on whenever like a guy doesn't call her back that she likes. But
Yeah.
you like her and you don't have a chance with her.
No.
So you're basically you're killing yourself inside because you can hang out with her all you want. Like she's always available.
Oh yeah.
But she'll never do anything to you. But then she's like, oh, I'm gonna go meet Kevin because I just met Kevin and we're gonna go have sex. And you're dying inside because you know there's something you can do about that.
You know what the
Yeah,
word?
no, it ties into the argument that we had yesterday on the podcast about being a victim. Like, stop being a victim.
So being a victim.
You know,
Being a victim. Get out of
because
it.
even being in that friend zone, you're still being a victim. You're still waiting for a handout. Remember we talked about that handout yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're waiting for a handout.
Yeah.
Have the balls to say what you want to do and stop doing these passive aggressive uncovered contracts that, hey, I think if I help this girl get to college, if I help this girl with their child, if I help her whatever. Um, I think it's giving me a lot of.
Is that
What are you watching?
is that
Porn?
mine?
I think I don't know if maybe mute your mic.
Hold on.
All I hear are two dogs having sex. Who's watching dog porn?
You hear it? I don't hear it anymore. Okay, good. What was I talking about? Fuck, that shit.
You hear it now?
Watermelons.
Is it
Yeah,
good?
I'm good. It's good now.
Okay.
Victims. We're talking about victims.
Yeah, so we have those guys that are doing that. They just want to smash, but they have a different approach, and get rid of that approach and have the direct approach with when you're actually intentional about what it is that you want. When you're being the friend and the nice guy, you're gonna help her because you want to smash. And so you're a hypocrite. You're not really a nice guy. You're a piece of shit.
It's even worse, right?
It's even worse. You're
a scumbag.
using guilt as your tool to get into her pants.
That's right.
And no matter what you do, you cannot negotiate genuine desire. Helping her through college, helping her get out of debt, letting her stay with you, you co-signing, you doing all these things, that's gonna help her. That's not gonna make her wet. That's not gonna spark that emotional feeling, that attractiveness, So that's just my opinion.
The way I look at it is, even in like business, if you're just waiting there for a contract or like a higher up position, and you're just waiting there without speaking your mind and telling what you want, or knowing the steps that you need to get there, right?
That's true.
Nothing's gonna happen. You're just gonna grow old without doing anything.
That's why women take initiative. When they want to raise, they know exactly what they do. They walk right into that boss's office. They say, "Can I have a raise?" And then they unzip their pants. They can raise the next moment.
Listen, bro.
Sorry, women. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
You can wait all you want. You're eventually gonna get her. You're eventually gonna get the girl, bro. You meet a hot girl and you're her friend in the friend zone when you're 19, and that you're gonna get her at 37 when she has 2 kids and two baby daddies. Yeah. But you didn't hit it in her prime. You're hitting her when she looks like a Pillsbury cookie dough.
Yep.
You that's, and then in your mind it's like, I won, but now you won a girl who's like way past her prime and probably has a few kids. So that approach,
not really. I think
guys, which one do you want to eat? You want to eat the fish that you caught that's like a fresh fish, or do you want to eat that fish that had like 1 day left to live because it's dying of old age? It's got like 3 diseases.
Yeah, she's not gonna let you go. She's not gonna let you go. Why would she?
Yeah, but I think that guys that wait around like that and then they end up, down the line get the chick. I think once they're together, like, I'm not into this anymore.
Because women have an expiry date as far as sexual preference of their beauty, and I think most women, once they reach an age and they're not married, they know like that clock's ticking, that they might not be able to find, not the man,
and then it happens.
Suitable man, at least.
It happens. Boom, 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 boom.
It creeps up on you, and it's like what they despised in their 20s is what they're gonna start looking for. Yes. This guy, the provider, the guy that did all these things, that's not very good looking, but has a good heart.
Yeah.
That's who they're gonna chase.
And who knows how many they had of that in the younger.
A million people like that in their inbox talking to themselves, but they kept going for the exciting guy, the bad hombre. You know what I mean? And we have to kind of change that if we want to. We have to teach every guy to have some tendencies of the douchebag, but also not be a douchebag and like just be like a well-rounded man.
Absolutely.
That's the accomplishment, right?
I think you hit the nail on the head. You have to wear different hats for different moments, and you have to maintain that alpha bravo sort of attitude. But at the same time, you got to know how to deal when there's kids around in the room. You got to know how to deal when when you're dealing with, let's say, seniors. You got to know how to deal when you're dealing with women at certain moments. So you can't always be the rough guy. You can't always be, the jerk.
Yeah.
Because it will never play out for you ever.
No.
Unless you got like an insane amount of money and you could do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Once you like Floyd Mayweather money, it's like it doesn't matter what you do, bro. You can pee on them, shit on them, whatever.
I'd never say anything nice to anybody if I had that kind of money, and people still love me.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. Any final thoughts, guys, in terms of Heartbreak? Any advice? Anybody watching this?
I think I have something to say. And on a real note, life is hard in general, but the hardest thing is understanding how our minds work. And I am by no means like an expert at this. I'm still trying to figure out life, but don't just chase one thing in your life. If you're looking for that one woman and she's always saying no, this and that, you got to realize that there's so many other opportunities. There's so many other women out there. And literally, depending on how busy you want to be, is how busy you're going to get. So treat everything like a numbers game. Look, if you want to become a doctor, if you want to become something really good in life, if you have a specific goal and it's not panning out, you got to move to another direction. This life is full of opportunity. I mean, if one thing I learned from Caribbean people have this one thing, right? And this is why Caribbean people get laid so much, is because they'll holler at everything.
Yeah.
The woman says no, bing, like a ping pong ball. Next woman, nope. Next one, no. Until one says yes, but they make that their whole day. That's why they're so busy, because they're always looking for opportunity when it comes to getting laid. Yeah. But just apply that logic to everything you do in your life.
Yeah.
Everything's a numbers game. If anybody's in sales, you'll know this, man. Like if one person says no, don't waste time on it. And you go to the next one trying to make the sale happen.
100%. What about you, Carlo?
I kind of tie into what Michael's saying, and for me is if you have a vision and this end goal that you're after you worked on yourself and you did all this stuff, I feel like if somebody has to come in your life, they have to add to that vision. Your energy should not be, you still gotta focus on them, but they gotta share that vision with you.
Yeah.
And it's like in the marketplace. You're in sales. I think. Are you in sales, Michael?
I used to be in sales.
Okay, so at least for my industry in the construction, if I have a set price on doing something,
typical Italian in construction.
If I have a set price in doing something, I'm not gonna lower it just to make the client happy, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be doing the work at 50% of my capacity because I don't really care to do it because now I'm not getting the price that I want, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're worth something in the marketplace, then don't lower your value.
Well, no, I totally agree. And we also got to realize that in today's world, we're dealing with a lot of broken souls. A lot of people are broken inside. All that social media, people posting pictures, making themselves look like they live this glamorous life, it's all a lie. You know what I mean? Inside, they're feeling the same kind of pressure that we all are. I mean, we're bombarded by things that are not important. Yeah. And all of us got to do some really deep soul searching and understand what the meaning of life is, at least for each one of us, because it's a different vision for all of us. But I believe in humanity. Actually, I'm lying. I kind of believe in humanity. I want us to go in the right direction, but we have to get away from the things we're being bombarded by commercials, by materialism, by TV, by celebrities, and we got to start looking back within ourselves.
Problem is that everybody's just
our traditions, the way we were raised through our families.
Yeah, everybody's buying into the media too much, way too much. Look at everybody jumping on TikTok and Instagram and this and that.
Yeah. Make sure you follow me on TikTok if you're watching.
Yeah.
Hey man,
fan page. Like now lately, all these people with these fan pages. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Bro, like, I'm the
Follow me on
biggest,
OnlyFans
the
too.
biggest critic of today's world. If you look at my social media, I never take anything serious. My posts are completely ridiculous.
Yo, did you just get out of Facebook?
I did. I'm in and out. And then I'm in and out of Facebook jail like a career criminal. And one thing I noticed is that I'm a shot caller inside Facebook jail because I'm making deals. I'm making deals from the inside. I'm making people write posts for me. I'm telling people I don't like what's going on here. Fix that. You know what I mean? Like I'm calling out shots.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to BK percentage sign. Man, I love this, guys. Please keep it up.
All right. No, I'm really honored. I'm really honored. This is the first thing I've done like in 3 weeks since I've been on lockdown. Besides just
We'll have a bunch of these. Don't worry.
I feel honored, man. Like
Chris keeps
you
calling.
guys don't have a drink, but I'll drink for you guys.
Yeah, man. I think one final note from me before I close this. I think it all ties into this. You know, you're gonna go through your heartbreak. Make sure you're gonna come out of it fine, and chase excellence. You know, chase being the top shelf man.
Yes.
You know, a man that other men want to be and other women want to fuck. That, you know, it is a numbers game. Yes, and sometimes you do have to approach. But when you chase excellence and you get to that level, when you become a killer and you have a crazy income and the crazy car and everything is tied in together, they're gonna chase you.
They come to you.
They're gonna hit you up. Believe me, when you're in mission, when you're a man on purpose, when you have things to do, places to be, people to call, that's the most attractive thing you can do.
It reminds me of that one rap song from Mike Jones all the way back in the day. How did the lyrics go? It's like, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's a perfect way to end it. That's a perfect last note, bro.
Perfect way.
All right, man. Thank you so much,
And
Joe.
trust me, Mike Jones is a big fat guy that like probably no woman wants, but because he's hot, they all on him.
You want to just put in your social media or plug your club or anything to the two people that are watching?
Well, I mean, if you can find me, what's my name on Facebook? I guess it's Michael Miguel Muscat. So basically just my full name, Michael Miguel Muscat, or it might be Miguel Michael Muscat. Look at both. And if you want to see some really messed up posts, because I don't care and I just say whatever comes to my mind. Yeah. Sometimes I'm funny. One thing's for sure, I'm an asshole, but sometimes I'm a funny asshole.
Yeah, you're pretty funny. I love your shit.
All right.
And, you know, your memes on WhatsApp, your WhatsApp. I have a subscription. If you become friends with this guy, you're automatically going to get a subscription of memes, of daily, like crazy memes, like the craziest dark humor, the funny shit, the real like things that I love it. I love the dark humor. I mean, we send each other back, you know, all day and stuff. Yeah. What about you?
I mean, you know what the thing is? I'm not doing anything weird. I'm basically just talking like somebody from the 90s or early 2000s, like normal people did.
Yeah.
And I'm too old to change. I can't do this politically correct. I'm sorry. I tried. I can't do it. It's too late for me.
Yeah, I know, me neither. I'm allergic to it.
I'm stuck 95, maybe 98. Yeah. That's it. Same. That's where the vocabulary ends over there.
What about you, Carlo? What's your Instagram?
I'm not even using that anymore, brother. It's CJF_lifestyle.
CJF lifestyle. Sick, bro. Yeah. And I think mine is badhombres.tv on Instagram.
Am I part of the Bad Hombres?
You're a bad hombre, bro. We all bad hombres here.
As long as you got a beard, you're part of it.
Yeah, you're good.
But I heard.
Well, you know, I thought about becoming a Muslim.
Yeah, you can pass for it.
Because I like things that go boom.
Damn. That's
Too soon? Too soon?
Oh, you're coming down. You're coming down the Christmas week, right?
I am next week. Yeah, Monday.
Maybe we should get together and do it live, like in person.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I'm down, bro. I think I'll be there next week, Monday. So
I can get a boardroom or something ready for us to sit down or something.
I thought you were gonna say whore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can get some strippers.
We can do something after. I don't know. Any girlfriends around here? Nothing. We're good. We're clear.
We'll call one of those bad moves.
Wait, we're still live? I didn't know.
Yeah, we're live.
We're still live.
We're good, man. I swear.
Yeah, we're good, man, bro. You got more kills than COVID, bro. What are you talking about? All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Good
Thanks.
talk.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, man.
Thank you, Chris. Bye.
Seeing you guys.